Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 120 and today it is Boxing Day. I hope all of you had a fantastic Christmas. You all got all the things that you wanted, spent some time with the family, there was no horrendous arguments or anything like that, and you should currently be sat there right now just filled to the brim with food, alright? Completely unable to move, barely able to lift your hands up to the table. That's how at least I do Christmas personally. That's what I'm most excited for. So I hope you've all had a good one. But today we're starting things off in the Brown District. We've got a few things that I want to look at, and I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit that I have sort of let one of my shops go. Just a tiny bit. As you guys know, we've got a few shops in the shopping district. We have got the fireworks store, which is over there, which has been doing really well lately, thanks to the rocket boosters. We have got the bookshop, we have got my casino, we have got the TNT shop, and also the Redstone consultancy. Now I have to say, I had sort of completely forgotten about the Redstone consultancy, but I got a few messages on Twitter the other day saying that there has been a customer, and by the look of things, there actually has been. We've got ourselves a customer in the Redstone consultancy, so let's go through all of the piston doors to get into here. This is still one of my favourite entrances to any shops. I think it's absolutely incredible, and thankfully, all of these seem to be working at the new updates as well, which is brilliant to see. But look! Oh, it's dropped down into the other chest. Yeah, it's down in this one. That's a massive design flaw, may I just add. We have got an order from Vintage Beef. Now, he is saying, I would like to place 2 orders. I need my 3x3 piston door repaired, and I would like a brand new elevator to replace my currently non-working piston elevator that Iskal built for me, but neglected to tell me would break within as she transfers me downwards. Only up. Classic Iskal. Anyway, these 2 orders are to be filled at my space base. Thanks, Beef. Right, Mr. Vintage Beef, I am so sorry for taking so long to read through your order. I need to get like a better alarm system to let me know that I've got an order in here. But I've read it. That is something that I will do after Christmas for me. I know right now it is after Christmas, but for me personally, it is the 23rd of December. So after Christmas, I will crack on with that one. We can either do an episode together, or I can go along and build it myself, whatever you really fancy. But that is 100% going to be done. So you guys can look forward to that one as well. But anyway, we're going to be popping over to a slightly different area in the Hermitcraft world today, because I have got a mammoth project. It's going to be a big one, but it's also going to be completely insane. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. So as you guys know, these new rocket boosters are awesome. I've made a ton of diamonds from selling them, but most importantly, obviously they allow us to travel around the Hermitcraft server in a lot of style, okay? These things are absolutely fantastic. Now, one thing that I think would be absolutely amazing is to have like a proper dogfight with one of the hermits. So remember like World War I when you'd have the little biplanes and they'd all fight each other up in the sky? I want to do that sort of thing with the Elytra and bows and arrows. I just think that would be incredible. So what I thought we'd do is I thought we would build a dogfighting arena. Now, that may sound a little bit insane because obviously all of this stuff happens up in the sky, but what I thought we could do is create like an enclosed space or a semi-enclosed space so that we could have really close-knit combat, because obviously like a dogfight up in the sky where we can travel wherever would be fun. It would be really great fun, but I feel like if you have to do lots of tight turns and sort of wind around each other, it would be even more enjoyable. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a gigantic globe in today's episode. Then we're going to fill it with a handful of obstacles, and that can be the arena. That can be the place where we face it off with some of the other hermits on the server. And I think it's just going to be completely insane. So I've got myself a few resources, nothing too spectacular. I'm going to need a lot more than this. But I guess I should probably start placing down the blocks. But first, I think it's time for a standard mending session. I have got fully repaired tools. I've almost got fully repaired armor as well. So we're absolutely blasting through. We're looking brand new. So we're going to be building a 65 in diameter circle. That is the plan at the time being. So I have generated one using the circle generator. And now I'm going to have to copy this thing block for block. So first things first, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Good stuff. That's a good start. And then I think it's another 5 blocks. For some reason, my eyes are going a bit funny, and I can't quite count the number of blocks that are in these circles that are being displayed. But this thing is going to be huge. So we're going to build one vertical circle and then one horizontal circle going through the middle. And then if I feel like it's necessary, I'll also do some circles in between those to create like a proper spherical shape so that we have like a full-on arena. That's the plan for the time being. So this is going to travel out from this point. Well, what's half of 64? 32. Yeah, so it's going to go 32 blocks off in each direction, which should mean that it will fit quite nicely in this area right here without looking too stupidly big. Right, let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 goes underneath there. Perfect. We have now got ourselves a circle. Now, there are a number of tests that I really want to do here. Number one, I just want to take a look at the circle. Obviously, it is going to be circular because I have built this thing perfectly. But there it is. That thing is huge. It's going to look like the Death Star. But most importantly, I actually want to put on a rocket boost. And we'll try flying around. And this is like the most awesome size. Look at that. How good is that going to be for dogfighting? Oh my word. That is going to be so manic and crazy. Because you can fly around the entire globe like that. You can go right the way up to the top. You can go right the way down to the bottom. I would say this has been sized absolutely perfectly. This is just going to be... Oh, it's going to be hilarious. Right. It is now time to start work on the second set of circles. We're going to do a circle going around in this direction now. Exactly the same thing, but this should create our spherical shape. Oh, let me get out of here. Oh, for goodness sake, it's happened again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I seem to be permanently getting these things wrong. Now, there's a chance that I'm making things really complicated for myself here, but I have just thought how cool it would be to have like a diagonal circle going all the way around and a diagonal circle on this side as well. As I say, there is a chance that this could be hellish. So I'm not 100% certain on if I'm going to do it or not. But I do think it's possible. I just have to place them completely diagonally. It can't be too difficult, surely. So, I have just built this and realised that I've been a total moron. Basically, I have built it exactly replicating the size of these outer circles here, which means that the midpoint matches up, obviously. So we've got this midpoint here and this point here. The issue is that obviously a circle will come across like this. I think I could demonstrate better with the second account. As you can see, something isn't quite right. The circle's meant to go across like this, and I've basically made it so that the central section of our circle will be perfectly square. And I'm a bit upset because that has taken me such a long time to do all of that. I made so many mistakes in the process, and it's a total failure. Right, let's get back to it. We'll build the other half of this part of the circle, and then we'll start doing the cross sections. Right guys, I've got some really bad news. My Minecraft is locked on this here, but taking a look at the second account that's logged in, it says that I've been slain by a zombie, but I can't get onto the server. So I've logged in, I'm stuck on this screen, I've been killed, my items are currently on the floor, and I can't do anything. Oh my word, the zombie has got my sword. This is actually terrible. What the heck am I meant to do against him? He's literally just gonna one-hit kill me. I can't do anything. I mean... I could try and hit him with an axe. Oh, that could work. That could work. Except the lag! Oh! Oh! Yes! Imagine if he had hit me with that. I would have been so gone. Right, let's pick up the things and continue. That was actually pretty good from me, you have to admit. Right, so all of the circle is now done. We've got the circle going around the outside, but I am absolutely determined to do these diagonal ones going around here. Now, I did a little bit Pythagoras, and unfortunately, I couldn't quite get the right sort of calculation. I couldn't get the right length for the hypotenuse going down the middle here. So I've decided to do it a bit of a ghetto way, in the fact that at this point, we are 22 blocks from the center in both directions, which means that I've just changed the radius to the circle in the circle generator to 45. So it's got a diameter of 45 now, and that should be the diameter going right the way across here. We'll see. We'll see how well that goes in the next couple seconds. And would you look at that? My ridiculously inaccurate method that took ages to construct, these diagonals are impossible, actually worked. That looks awesome. Right, we have got to do the other 3/4 of this circle and then the other circle. This reminds me of the days when I was building the drones and my episodes just consisted of 100% circle building. Oh, well, that's really depressing. That's really, really depressing. Each one of these takes about 20 minutes and I have to delete the whole thing. Oh, it's just out. I just can't stop getting this wrong. I'm getting really, really frustrated. I've done this probably about 6 times now. Finally, after 1 hour since the previous clip, we are almost there. So that should be 3 and then 4. And then this should be 1, 2, and then 3. Oh, I hate circles. Why do I always build in circles? But there we go. That is one of the diagonals in place. We do have another one to do, and I will be doing that in the next couple seconds, but I just want to fly around making sure that the proportions are all correct, and to me, it looks like they are. My effort has definitely paid off, because this is like a mega awesome looking thing. And once we get the rings around the bottom and the top as well, that thing is going to look epic. Yeah, it's going to look really, really epic. Right, let's get the other diagonal circle in place. This thing isn't going to build itself, so let's crack on. I could cry. I could actually cry. How many times can this go wrong? Now this should, in theory, be the final few blocks. So we need to place 3 going across like this. And it should be 2 3s and then a 4 and then a 3. So we've got one of the 3s right there. And then let's do this one. And as you can probably tell from my voice, I have been doing this for a long old time. I have been building circles for far longer than I think I've ever built circles before. But by the look of things, we're actually onto a winner here, and this will be the first arch, the first quarter that I haven't messed up on. So I have done 8 quarters in total, but I've probably built them around about, I would say, maybe 21 times. Just these diagonal ones. So, yeah, it's been pretty difficult. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And if you're wondering how I keep messing up, is quite simply because, well, first off, obviously building at a diagonal does sort of add a bit of a difficulty in that you can't place them like quickly. You can't just place through and memorize everything fast, because you have to keep placing in the cobblestone and all the scaffolding blocks so that you can actually do all of the diagonals. I think that's one of the main reasons why my brain wasn't working. But also, this circle right here isn't actually a circle. It's an eclipse, or an ellipse even. So it just goes around like this as opposed to being a circle. So generally speaking, when I build a circle, all I have to do is learn up to about this point, and then obviously that bit just repeats itself, and then you can just build the whole circle, and it makes the whole process really very quick because you don't have to keep looking at a diagram. With this one, I was constantly going to and from the diagram, and then I would constantly get it wrong, and then obviously I would have to take it all down and build all of it. But I am very glad that I decided to do those diagonal ones, because if we just pop out here, you can see it looks crazy. Like, it genuinely does look really, really good. So even though it has taken me hours upon hours to build what is essentially probably about maybe 1,000 blocks. I've placed about 1,000 blocks in about 6 hours. It does look good. So it's a good amount of blocks that have been placed. And it's a really good start to our arena. Now what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to head off. I'm going to get myself some dinner. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to continue work on this thing. We do still have a few circles that I really want to do. I want one there and one in the top quarter. I think that will look amazing. And you know what? Yeah, let's build them. Right, I have had to do a little bit of maths once again to work out where I want this circle to be. So I want it to be perfectly in the middle across the y-axis. So I didn't care about the central point because the central point of the curve is around about here, which puts it at the bottom end of the circle. I think that will look just a tiny bit silly. So I decided to take the central point of the y height. So I worked that one out and it works out at 109. So y equals 109, which is this block right here. Then I had to work out the diameter of the circle if we were going to go around this point right here. So I took this coordinate and this coordinate, and it turns out the diameter is going to be 53 blocks. So it's going to be 53 blocks from this block right here over to that block right there, which should give us a nice circle going around this section. And obviously we'll build exactly the same circle up in that top section right there. And of course the measurements will be exactly the same. So that is the plan for that one. Now I've got to start placing in all of the blocks. So as you just saw right there, to build those two simple little circles took over 45 minutes. I've got 45 minutes of time-lapse footage there right there. And I have to say, I looked at it and realised that the angle for the second set especially was really, really bad. You couldn't actually see anything that I was doing, so I do apologise for that. But this thing is now finally completed. And as I've said many times in today's episode, it looks completely insane. I mean, it looks awesome. This is definitely one of the biggest builds I think I've done in Minecraft. And it's almost given me an idea for a future base. I feel like having something like this would be awesome for a base. But as an arena, it also works quite nicely as well. Let's see if we can fly around this thing. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine the fights that we're going to have in here? It looks so cool. And it looks even cooler on the second account. Hang on. So as you can see right now, we are pointed at the sphere. I'm going to make my guy go back across. So as you can see, look at this. It looks so cool. I'm just flying about in this giant hamster wheel that I have right here. And, as I say, once this thing is finished and we get all of the redstone on the inside and we get all of the stuff going on down at the bottom, it is going to be one of the funnest things in the world. I'm going to be having all sorts of dogfights. I'm definitely going to lose, that's for sure. But one thing that I have thought is I think the way that we're going to do the scoring system is going to be the first person to actually make a hit. I'll put some flame bows in the chest down at the bottom. Both the players will pick up flame bows, and then obviously if one of them sets the other player on fire, then it's quite obvious who's managed to land the shot. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I think that is the plan for that one. I'm super happy with how the arena has turned out. It looks completely insane. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.